How is it going, everybody? This is Sean Barnes. I want to welcome you to episode 29 of The Way of the Wolf. Today on the show, I want to be talking about the importance of not fixating on the promotion. Whenever I think back in my career, there have been many times that I have been trying to scratch and claw and climb that corporate ladder as fast as possible, especially if I think back probably 10, 12 years ago. I felt the company that I was working for, I was so frustrated and struggling with being surrounded by idiots that were making so much more money than I was and were in these high-level, high-ranking roles. And I was just dumbfounded. I couldn't understand it. I really grappled with trying to figure out what on earth is going on. Now, in recent years and looking back, I've come to realize that politics play a big role in that. People will hire their buddies or their friends, put them in high-ranking roles. They do that a lot because there is an element or a level of trust that they have with those people. Not saying it's right. Usually doesn't end up working out well for businesses, especially when you have somebody who is best friends with the big boss, but just a complete idiot or a complete asshole. The businesses end up struggling, and that's a whole topic for another day. But what I've come to realize, I was focused on the wrong thing. Instead of focusing on myself and doing the best job possible and learning and growing and trying to learn how to love the process, that was really the biggest mistake I think that I've made, because I spent so many years struggling and frustrated with all of the things that I just mentioned. And at the end of the day, we really need to focus on doing what makes us happy. I know I talk a lot on the channel about focusing on your passion and doing what makes you happy. If you're spending all of your time focused on why can't I get this promotion? Why can't I get this job? You're just going to find yourself circling a drain, and it's really no good for anyone. Definitely not good for you, not good for the people on your team. It doesn't really work out. You know, whenever I think about everything that I've just discussed, it's important to realize that everything unfolds exactly as it should. When you're hyper-focused on that promotion or getting that raise, I think you end up losing sight of what's important. You end up losing sleep. I know I've had bosses in the past that came in and started leading the team and my peers that I was working with that I really struggled to understand how someone that was so incompetent could be put into a role that, quite frankly, I wanted. I had been striving for that role for many years and trying to figure out, okay, what do I got to do differently? What do I got to do better? How do I step up into this role? And then having to watch this idiot step in, kind of parachute in, basically, and just be completely worthless. It was very frustrating for me. And over time, I just shifted my mindset and started focus on, you know what, I'm just going to do what I'm here to do. I'm going to do what I enjoy. I'm going to help my team. I'm going to learn. I'm going to grow, and I'm going to develop and teach and coach and mentor all of those around me to be the best version of themselves. And I found in that process, that's what made me happy. That is what was so fulfilling for me. That's what drives me. And then fast forward, now I find myself in that role that I so desperately wanted for so many years. And it's funny how once I stopped focusing so much on the role or the promotion and just started focusing on doing the job and being the best that I can be and helping as many people as possible, that it just happened. And I'm very grateful to have the opportunity that I'm in today, but I also realize that there's a little bit of a line here that you've got to balance. It's good to have goals and objectives, but you can't sit and obsess about them because it doesn't put you in a good place. So I feel like I've been kind of rambling a little bit, but I think it's good to set the stage and kind of set those expectations. Now, let's talk a little bit about how do we do that. It's easy for me to say, hey, just stop focusing on it. The reality is it's not easy to just stop focusing on it, especially for those of us that are hyper driven and focused. We want to be the best version of ourselves. We want that job. We want that promotion. I think some of that just comes with time and experience and patience. When you realize that that's not what it's about being happy. It's about doing the things you love, doing the things you enjoy and are passionate about. When you do that, and you fall in love with the process of becoming better, everything unfolds as it should. Everything, quite frankly, unfolds as it should. Really. I wish there was a better way to say it, but that's really what it comes down to. So do what you love. Stop focusing on that promotion or that title or that salary and just do what you love. That's what is the most important thing for all of you to focus on. When you do, great things will happen. I promise. All right. That is actually all I've got for this episode. I want to thank all of you for listening. This one is definitely a little bit of a shorter episode, but I'm starting to kind of work through what makes the most sense, especially whenever I don't have a guest on and it's just me talking through certain topics. I want them to be kind of clear and concise and bite-sized bits of information. I find whenever I listen to other friends or colleagues' podcast episodes that's really helpful for me. So for any of you that have any questions or thoughts or ideas, please reach out to me, Sean at The Way of the Wolf, or reach out to me on Facebook or Instagram. I always appreciate feedback and ideas for talking points and topics, so please don't hesitate to reach out to me there. Y'all have a good one.